Well, hello there. Welcome back to the next episode of, we don't have a name, but we're unboxing some of the finest musical instruments this world has to offer. It's the recorder, or French translation, flûte à bec. Now, first let's examine the box. Okay, so you see it's got certain colors kids would be interested. It's got blue. Boys like blue, girls like blue too. It's 2018. It's got purple. Both genders like purple. I mean, who does? It's the color of royalty, for God's sakes. Now, all right, let's see what we got here. The weight of it's really, you could be the Pied Piper walking around the streets of Staten Island, singing the rats out of their gutters, leading them around town, right out into the river. You could clean town with this, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I am going to save this island by playing this. What else do we have here? We got two little kids playing the recorder. I guess this is this recorder. I hope that this is this recorder. That's false advertising. And let's see what we can find. First, we gotta open this. Remember the last episode of the xylophone? The build quality of this seems to be a little less. It's just falling apart right in my hands. And that is not a sign of quality. I mean, wow. And we got to bring jobs back to the U.S. This is something going on. Just get open. All right. So this is the actual. Okay. So this is the actual. We'll get to that in a minute. We gotta talk for a minute about these kids. Okay, so this little girl, she kind of has an image like she knows what she's doing. You see, she has the recorder properly placed in her mouth. Her lips are making the correct, embouchure, I believe is the word. Ambrosia, embouchure, something like that. But this little boy here is the real, I'm trying to align his eyeballs again. There we go, look at him. That's not even in his mouth. It's like he's aiming for his nostrils or something. Like he's trying to play the nose flute, sticking that right in his nose. Let's examine the instrument. It's got a bit of plastic on it. So compared to last week's xylophone, this is really cheap. And if you thought the xylophone was a cheap feeling instrument, this is very cheap. I sniffed it because it actually does have a bit of a smell to it. It's got like that new car kind of plasticky smell. Now I'm not really, I'm a guitar player and I'm not familiar with wind instruments, but I'm guessing you put your mouth there obviously, and I don't know what these two little holes are for. We're gonna find out. So how does it sound with no holes pressed? Ooh. Okay. We're going to try this again, and now I guess I don't know anything about wind instruments, so I guess the next test is cover all holes and see what that sounds like. Well, I don't really know what I was expecting there. Let's try one hole at a time. I think you're supposed to lift your fingers off. Oh my God. Shouldn't there be different notes sounding when I lift my fingers? I think that's a real flaw in the design of this. Let's see what this is tuned to. So it's a B, it's a B5, and it's a very sharp B5. Let's see what that other note I found on this was. Oh my God. It seems to be, so it's a minor second above, so it's a C, but it's the next octave up, so it's, I can't think what interval that is right now, but it kind of doesn't make sense. So, I mean, if that's supposed to be a full octave, like open should be, well, I would guess would be the B, and all notes would be the next octave higher B. It doesn't seem to work like that. So maybe they didn't put as much care into this when they manufactured this, which is evidence as that it's just two pieces of cheap plastic strung together with some Elmer's glue. Now we're going to try and find some other notes in the scale. So I'm not a flautist as they're known, but this should, can't eat that. This should, we're going to try and find a scale. As you can see, trying to work every hole in the flute had absolutely no effect on the notes. This is a subpar instrument. This is poor quality control. There's a little hole down there. Wait, maybe I have to cover that. Let's try. Sound like me, George Jetson. There you have it for this flute. That is it. I would not recommend you buy this. I can't in fact even tell you the make or the model or the the company that manufactured this, because it was only called recorder or flûte à bec, which I did extensive research and I found out that is in fact French for recorder. Thank you for listening. Tune in next week to find out what other amazing instruments we're going to preview for you, found in supermarkets here in Staten Island. And as always, brought to you by Chateau Diana.